Because I'm hearing rumors like COVID about to shut down some conferences, and conference at the time, domino effect. They just started cancel. So I'm like, I'm on the phone with him like, so what are we gonna do if the PSAC cancel? They would have a sheet, and my goal was 192. So if you came in and you ate and you got on the scale after you ate, you getting ready to leave out. If it said 191.5, go sit back down.
Let's speak on like you being in a portal. How does that actually work for like a student in a portal? Like, are you able to reach out to schools, or which schools got to like basically find you?
So I had all the small schools lifting me up, and I was cool with that. But like I really was like, if I'm gonna go up, like I might as well go to the top level. So,
it's a good ass vibe, good ass time. Whenever we link, whenever we meet, good ass mood, good ass drinks, good ass rap on this good ass beat. It's hot, it don't need a hook, and I got flights I need to book. Good ass rhymes, good ass bars, good ass flow, good ass job, and I'm making good ass dough. I talk what I talk, know what I know, and keep it real. This a good ass show, that gas with Drees and Shell.
What up? It's your boy 23 Drees, and I'm back with another episode at Gas. And I'm in Dallas again. You know why? It's a special occasion, man. I'm with my guy, Charles Headen. What up?
What's going on, bro? You good?
Chilling. Listen, man, I ain't just here just to hang out with you. I came to a game and saw you play for the Frisco Fighters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he put the work in the day. He scored 2 touchdowns before halftime even started.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. Just balling. That's it. Just grinding for.
Yeah. But how like Frisco Fighters? I never heard of them until you played for them.
Yeah.
Like let's take it all the way back to a kid from Philadelphia playing football to here we are now. Like what made you even want to play football?
Honestly, when I first started, like I didn't even really like want to play football. So like I started out playing basketball in Longcrest, like right down the street from my house. So like I lived in Albany when I was growing up, and I played at Longcrest right across, like right down the street. I started playing basketball, and then I started like all my friends was playing football. So then I signed up for football, played for the West Oak Lane Wildcats. So I started playing for them for a little bit, and then I didn't really like it. I don't know why. I was on the O-line, because you know in pound ball, everybody, it's like different pounds, 135, 155.
And today is different. It's by age.
It's by age now.
And
exactly.
I'm like, damn, that ain't fair. I wish they had it like that when I played.
People be holding people back just so they could play with the same age. But it was weight though. So like, if you was a certain weight and you was trying to play with, like, say you was 145, you was trying to play 135, they had you out there in trash bags running around the field trying to lose weight. So I played with the Wildcats, and it's crazy. Like I'm like almost the same height I was when I was younger. So I was already bigger than everybody. So I was on a higher. So I was like 135 exactly. So I was playing like O-line. I was a nose guard, and I think O-line was like my first bit. So I was blocking. Like I was playing O-line, and I didn't like it. So I remember I was trying to quit, and my parents were trying to get me to keep going. So I ended up keep going, and then after that, I played for the Wildcats for like probably 6 years or so. Played with them. I didn't start playing a skill position until my last 2 years. I played tight end, safety, and I started balling out at safety. So that's when I realized I was getting faster. I was slimming down because now everybody else catching up in height. So now I don't have to play O-line. So then after that, I ended up going to when I got to 7th grade, I went and played for the CYO Steelers. So I played like I guess middle school ball, you can call it. And I played for them for 2 years. That's when I started like really coming into my own. Like I played running back for them and corner. And in my first season there, we had 3 other good running backs that was ahead of me. They all went to Roman, so I was behind them. So I was just like starting corner. I had like 7 interceptions in one season. Then the next year they all left, and I was starting running back. I had 24 touchdowns. So that's when I realized, like,
you started falling in love.
Yeah, I started falling in love with it. Like once I started, it's crazy. I didn't start falling in love until I really saw like the talent I really had. So then I did that, and then I ended up going to LaSalle College High School. So I went to private school, like right outside of Philly. And my freshman year, I played running back again. And then I ain't really like touched receiver until like sophomore year. And I started on varsity. That's when I met Winston, my best friend, and stuff like that. So we played together all the way through high school and college. So at LaSalle, we played together, won a PCL chip. My senior year, we won a PCL chip. My senior year against St. Joe's Prep. We ended up going to all our visits together, Shippensburg. Obviously, we was only getting really like D2 looks.
Right.
So we was going. I visited Shippensburg, Bloomsburg, like the whole PSAC, honestly. And then we both was going to go to Bloomsburg. But then once we both went to Ship, we fell in love with it. committed to Ship.
Ship was more passing school than Bloomberg's. Bloomberg gonna run the ball
Exactly,
first.
and that was the problem.
Ship would pass the ball
it's crazy.
first.
We went on our visit to Bloom, and Bloom went to play receiver, but they wanted me to play corner. And like every other school, when we played receiver, so I was like, damn, like I don't really want to play corner.
But speaking of that, you you said that was like your best friend in high school, Winston, and they both wanted y'all to play receiver, and y'all want to go to the same school, so you know there's gonna be a competition for a spot. Like that didn't bother you at all? Like
the thing is, we wasn't really even worried about that because like looking at NFL and even like in college, like you see when you got another receiver that can do what you can do, it opened it up for you more. When you're the only receiver on the team that can get the ball, everybody worried about you getting double team, triple team, teams bracketing you. So now you're not getting the ball. So like when you got multiple receivers, now you can get the ball more because now everybody not worried about you.
So that was kind of the game
that's what
plan.
we was talking about. Yeah, that's what we was trying to do. And then Bloom was like, "No, we want you to play corner." So I'm like, "All right." So it's crazy, and Wayne can tell you this story. In our meeting, they separated us. They went to the receiver room, offensive room, talked to the receiver coach, put me in the defensive room. I'm in my meeting with my parents, and we watching film, and I'm like falling asleep just because like I really want to play receiver, but then I also want to run track. So I was trying to do both. So Bloom was gonna let me run track, but ended up just falling through, and we ended up choosing Ship because we both could play receiver. We couldn't do track, but we was like, we both could play receiver and both ball out there, and they throw the ball more. Bloom was like, they threw the ball 5-6 times a game.
They play action.
And then Ship was throwing
run and play action.
And then that's what I'm saying. All they throws off play action. So it's like, it wasn't no straight dropbacks. Everything was fake run throws. So like, we was like, we're not really going to get the ball. So we went to Ship, and on our visit.
They spread that shit out.
They throw it. When we went on our visit, they threw it like 40 times. We like, damn, like one receiver had 8 catches, the other one had 6. Third best receiver had like 4 or 5. Like everybody was getting the ball. So it was like, you got running back. Running back had 5-6 catches. So we was like, we might as well go to Ship. So we still was like on the board about it. But on our visit, I don't know if I ever told you, on our visit, it was a blizzard. So like everything was like, it didn't get canceled, and it was like the snow was like 8-9 inches. And the coaches helped us snow our parents' cars out the hotel and get us out. They kept us an extra day. And they was really showing love. So after that,
that made you make this
yeah, because like our parents was like, we out there trying to like shovel stuff, and the coaches end up coming out and just like doing it all for my parents. We like, oh, like it just felt like family.
That's crazy because like I feel like on my college story, like the team that I like chose to go to, I chose to go to Del Valle, and like D2 schools offered me way more money than Del Valle is D3. Yeah. But like I didn't even know the difference coming out of high school because nobody came before me. It was like I was like the first one, so like I didn't know what like coaches just come see me all the time, and they be like, this D1, this D2, this D3. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. I'm trying to go home because I got an early roster, and I'm in high school. Like I didn't really think about college. Like they kind of like forced me to go to college. That wasn't even a thought in my mind because like nobody came before me to like even show me the way. Yeah. So speaking on that, the reason why I chose Del Valle over like Kutztown and all the other schools that like recruited me high, offered me more money because they called me on Christmas. I'm like, my dad don't even call me on Christmas. And y'all call me on Christmas to see what I got. I was like, I'm going to this school. Like I never had that like love before.
It'd be that little
stuff like, and I'm like, I'm going to this school, and that was the school that gave me the less money. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody offered me way more, but that feeling like a family, so I'm going here. So like you saying that, like they help you serve it out the car, that shit's real.
No, it is. Like it's like people don't realize those little things like make you want to pick a school, like stuff like that, because you want to be at a school where like you feel like it's family. Because if you're just gonna be a number, like you might as well go somewhere else.
Facts.
Like if you don't think the coach got your back,
I still call like I didn't even finish my college career with them. It was still coming to the day and see how I'm feeling. So like I know it wasn't fake.
Right.
So like I'll fuck with that, man. But after that, man, COVID hit, broke up your whole college career. In the middle of that, man, how did it really affect you, like emotionally, physically, and all that?
I feel like I ain't gonna lie. Since COVID was 2020, the last 3 years of like since COVID been like crazy. So like COVID started out like once. So we was getting ready for our senior season at Ship. I just came out my best season at Ship. We didn't do it too well as a team, but like we had like our stats. Like we had one of the best receiving cores in the nation. Like I had 7 touchdowns, Went had 8. Our boy Josh had 10, and then our 4th best receiver had like 4. So we all was like balling. So but we only went 6-5 though. So it's like we wasn't that good of a team.
The best record.
Yeah, we exactly. Like, it wasn't our best record year, but like stats wise, we was throwing the ball around nonstop. Mm-hmm. But COVID. So we was getting ready, we was getting ready for our senior season. We training with NFL dudes. We go in different states just trying to get right for our last season before obviously try to go to the league. And then COVID happened. And I remember it's crazy. Anybody tell you, me and Went, like it's crazy since we was best friends since freshman year of high school. It's not like we made every decision together, but we always talked about, all right, what we gonna do. Mm-hmm. So everybody knew us as we came up through high school together, roommates in college, played all in college together. COVID happened, so I remember I was at my house, I'm on the phone with him, and I'm sitting here, because I'm hearing rumors like COVID about to shut down some conferences. And conference at the time, domino effect, they just started canceling. So I'm on the phone with him, so what are we gonna do if the PSAC cancel? He was like, we really didn't know. So I had an idea.
Nobody didn't know anything.
Nobody didn't know what to do, because I'm we about to graduate in December, but if we don't play, what are we gonna do? We gotta play somewhere. So my first idea was, let's go D1, let's go up. So I'm but we didn't know how to do it though, because we ain't really we've been at Ship our whole life. There's no reason really to leave Ship, because we started.
We
started. We about to graduate, so we what should we do? So we I guess I don't remember what happened in between, but I remember getting fast forward to, we made up our mind. We know what we're gonna do. We get in the transfer portal. So I remember we both finally came to that decision, we gonna graduate, we gonna get in the transfer portal, graduate, and then do our grad year at a D1 school. We still didn't know if he was gonna be able to play at the same school, but we was gonna figure it out. So we ended up talking to our coaches, telling them what we was gonna do. They was not trying to let us go, or not let us go. They let us go, but they wasn't really happy. But they understood. They didn't really fight us about it. Went told coach. It's crazy. Went told coach first, and when he on the phone with the coach was like, Charles is staying, right? And he was and Went was
I don't know.
And then he was I don't know. And he's yeah, Charles leaving too. And then I waited, because I was still waiting to figure out, because we was trying to make sure our credits lined up, because I wasn't gonna leave if I couldn't graduate. Mm-hmm. So I made sure all my credits lined up. And then I called 2 days later. My coach ain't answer. So I texted him. He's what's up? I'm I just want to call and talk to you. He already knew. He's I already know what it is. You ain't got to call me.
Was it your head coach or Coach Johnson?
It was my offensive coordinator, because my head coach.
That's Coach Johnson, right?
No, it was Coach Carell, one of my favorite coaches. That's why I felt bad calling him. So he's I already know what it is. You don't got to tell me, I already know. So we ended up talking about it and stuff like that. We hopped in the portal. But that's when it got everything started going downhill, because once you get in the portal, you're not on the team. Mm-hmm. So once we had our last meeting with Ship, we got in the portal, and everything just started we didn't know what to do, because we ain't never been in it. They always say all the time, kids, 1,000 kids in the portal. You can get lost. You can go in the portal and never go back to school ever again. So we both was in the portal, and we wasn't really getting no love for real. And we was just training, and I finally started getting some smaller school offers, but I said, if I'm gonna transfer, if I'm gonna leave Ship, I want to go up. There's no point in me staying in Division II. I could just wait a year out instead.
Let's speak about that, because a lot of people don't know about the portal, and kind of COVID kind of opened up the portal, because the rules changed for that. And I actually just had not an argument, but a disagreement, because they were trying to say prom opened up the portal. I'm no, COVID opened up the portal. It made it easier for a lot of people to switch schools. But let's speak on you being in the portal. How does that actually work for a student they in the portal? Are you able to reach out to schools, or which schools got to basically find you?
So the first thing you gotta do is you gotta go to your coach, make sure it's you gotta not make sure it's cool, but you gotta tell them, and then they gotta you gotta go to the athletic director, and it's you got everyone when you sign up, you go to college, you get a clearinghouse number with NCAA. So basically, you got to go in there. They got to put you in the portal physically, and then your coach can block you from going to certain schools. So our coaches told us, as long as you just don't go to PSAC East. So basically, Westchester, Lock Haven, East Stroudsburg, all the teams in our conference. Yeah. We was we leaving to go up. We not leaving to stay here. So they didn't even end up blocking us from that. So we could have really went anywhere, but we wasn't worried about going to PSAC. Our goal was to go up. So after that, basically, all you gotta do is, once you get in the portal, you're good to go. The moment you in the portal, everything, schools can contact, it's a website. Mm-hmm. You go in there, everybody's name come up. Name, what school, receiver, what's his GPA, how many years of eligibility you got left. So ours, we was at a disadvantage, because when, like you said, with schools like that, with Colorado, they looking for guys that got 3-4 years because then they can take him and make it really. He's like a freshman still. Us, like, you want somebody we got 1 year. So like, do you really want somebody that got 1 year? Especially if you don't know what he really can do. Especially if you want to go up because you don't know how you're going to develop. So that was our problem. Like, schools like this, but they're like, if you had 2 years, we give you a full scholarship. But like, we don't know you only got 1 year. So by the time you come here in the spring, and then the fall, like, we got guys that been here for 4 years. So that was tough. But
they basically come find you.
No, but the thing is, we wasn't big time prospects. So for me, we was reaching out to schools. I was reaching out to schools. Like, we was doing what we did in high school, emailing coaches every day.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter posting stuff, and I'm like just trying to like not go viral, but I was just trying to get views. So like, I remember I ran a 40, and I did a 40 tape, and then I did at a gym. I worked out. I back squatted 500. I put it together, posted it on Twitter, and was like, receiver and transfer portal. 1 year of eligibility left, my height and weight and all that stuff. And it got like 40K views on it. And I had coaches follow me. Boom, boom, boom. And it still wasn't any schools I wanted. Those like all D2 schools. I had a couple D1 AA schools, smaller level D1 schools. So, you know, in D1 you got FBS, FCS. So you got like all the big schools like Alabama, Penn State, all them schools. Then you got the small schools like schools with Monmouth, schools like that, like smaller schools. So I had all the smaller schools with me up. And I was cool with that, but like I really was like, if I'm gonna go up, like I might as well go to the top level. So some schools started calling me, and then one day I emailed SMU in Dallas, and the coach hit me back and was like, give me your number, I'm gonna call you. He ended up calling me and saying, like, hey, you one of our top prospects, like from that, because they don't really recruit up north like that. Like, they don't really have anybody on the team from like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, like all that. The tri-state area.
I know some coaches at USF in Florida. They like, we don't go past.
They don't go past. If you see a guy from Philly, New Jersey on a team down south, is rare. Like, you can look on the roster. There's always Texas recruiting Texas, Florida recruiting Florida. Like, they don't really come out. So like, they were like, yeah, we're interested in you, but we don't know if we got a scholarship for you. I'm like, at that point, I was like, I don't really want to go back to D2. I just want to get my master's at this point. I want to get my education. So I'm like, I'm probably just going to take it. Because they said I was their top recruit, like preferred walk-on recruit. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to just take it. So I ended up just taking that. And obviously my parents are Cowboys fans, even though they're from Philly, which is crazy. So like, they was like, oh, you should definitely go to Dallas. Like, that's so they was like, you definitely go to Dallas. Part of it too. So that was part of it. When they found out, they was like, yeah, you should go. So I ended up, it's different though, because since I was in grad school, I still had to get into the school. It was like, we can't just, you know how some schools, like they push you in, like you a recruit. I had to get in because I was going to grad school. So they had to, I had to actually like finish graduating. So even though I told them I was coming and committing, I couldn't really post none because I still had to get into the school because it's a really good school. I had to get into the school, make sure all my credits were going to be done in time. And then I didn't really commit until a week after I graduated from SHIP. So I was still taking classes while I was doing all this transfer portal stuff. And I was taking classes online because, you know, COVID, everything was on Zoom. So I'm back in Philly training and just taking my classes. Once I finished my classes, graduated, and then I was trying to figure out, find an apartment down here. And that's where I got today, basically, with SMU. And so that was the next step, SMU.
Right. So what was the big, like, from going from SHIP to SMU, was there a big difference in, like, practices and workouts and things like that? Or did it feel the same?
Practice was easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Practicing like
maybe because of COVID or because what?
No, so like practice is, I would say, is more structured, and like at D1, I feel like at least at SMU, we practice like we're in the NFL. Like they always say, you practice like pros. Like, so like there's not a lot of tackling, not a lot of people going to the ground. Like you trying to keep everybody healthy, but at the same time you still getting your work in. But like like they say, even at Frisco now, practice like pros. So like if you playing DB and I catch a deep ball on me, that's it. Don't throw me to the ground or try to get the ball out. Like we still teammates. Like I caught the ball, and vice versa. If you go up and catch a ball, I'm not gonna try to rip it out, attack you, and you twist your ankle, something like that. This is like you gotta know how to be a pro. At the same time, you practice hard, but you get your work in. But we all teammates. We trying to play on Saturday, so it was like that was the biggest thing. And practice was, I guess, more structured. We had like a board, everybody got a scoreboard. We had, I think, 21 periods in practice. Every period was like 4 minutes. So when the buzzer went off, everybody's going somewhere else. So we would go like stretch 3-4 minutes, individuals, special teams, Skelly, which is like 7-on-7. And then after that, we would go like water break, 1 little break. And we would run to the indoor. Like, so on SMU's campus, we got an indoor like on the other side of campus. So after like the first half of practice at the gate, like this is how crazy it went from going from D2 to D1. Like we got like 10 strength coaches. At D2 we had 2, maybe 3 at most in the weight room. We had like 10, 12 strength coaches, interns in there. So it was like a coach in almost every rack. So you got a different coach watching what you're doing. So we in the
ain't no slacking.
Yeah, ain't no slacking. And like every coach is assigned to a different group of kids. Like you got strong. Like, so we had 4 groups. We had like a black group, blue group, red group, and I forgot the other group. Like it's all based on like how strong you are. So everybody not. So like if you lift 500 and I lift 200, we're not gonna be in the same group. It's all based on experience and how much you weigh. So in the middle of practice, we would run to the indoor. But as we run into the indoor, it's like basically like all the coaches lined up. They just handing you snacks like Gatorades just to keep you hydrated. So like you running down to like basically the street on campus and they giving you snacks, you getting Gatorades, stuff like that, just to keep you hydrated. And it was just so different, like from D2. Like I ended up gaining 20 pounds from SMU to from SHIP to SMU just because when I got to SMU, they fed me so much. Like we eating 4 or 5 times a day. We're not eating in the regular cafeteria. Shit, we eating like at the stadium, and they feeding us, catering, breakfast, lunch. And before you leave, come get dinner.
Right.
In the weight room, there's a refrigerator. You can come in there and grab whatever you want. Like you grab cases of chocolate.
That kind of was my like my downfall.
Yeah.
Like my first college practice ever. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what to expect, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go on the calf and everything before you go to practice, and you got all this pancakes, eggs, bacon, such. I pull up my whole plate. They like, you better slow down. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, I'm eating this. Yeah. Went out there and ran 300s conditioning test. I threw all that up. Right? I never threw up from working out or running or nothing. That was the first time because I seen all that food. I was like, I never experienced this shit before. You know what I mean?
No, they definitely showed us how important nutrition was. Like, they was always making sure we was fed before. And the crazy thing is we always weighed in and weighed out every day. Like it was mandatory. You didn't weigh in, you was getting in trouble. Like you come in the morning, you walk upstairs, coach sitting there with his sheet is a weight you gotta hit. If you don't hit it, you can't leave until you hit it. It's like, so my weight was 192. So in the morning time, I got on the scale 190. I know before I leave. How much you weigh when
you first went to college?
160.
Yeah, I remember I tried so hard to get to 175.
Yeah, no, I was light.
I could not get to 175. I tried my hardest.
No, I was definitely light when I came in. And I stayed, I think the highest I got at SHIP was probably.
And now I can't get to 175. It's crazy how it works.
No, it's different though. I feel like when you in college and they giving you so much easy, but then once you get out of it, it's like it starts slowing down, slowing down a lot. So that was the biggest thing. I think the food, they was just giving us so much. So like I was saying, they would have a sheet, and my goal was 192. So if you came in and you ate and you got on the scale after you ate, you getting ready to leave out. If it said 191.5, go sit back down. You got to hit your goal weight because they did like a study. Our coaches like when you under your weight. So say you weigh 185, you come to practice one day and you 3-4 pounds underweight, you gonna get hurt. You gonna pull something because you're not at the weight you usually are. Or if you're too heavy, you overweight, you gonna pull something. So they always want us plus or minus 1 of your weight. So if you was 182, you could be like 191 or you could be 193. But if you was 194, that's a problem. If you 189. You in there chugging water trying to get that goal weight so you can leave. So that's how that was crazy.
That's crazy. That's something I never heard before.
No, it's like they did a lot of science behind it. They was always big on us getting our sleep. 8 hours of sleep was a big part of it too. Like always getting your sleep, making sure you getting your rest because like that, like all that stuff. Like at the bigger schools, they take that stuff serious because like that affects your performance. You getting 5 hours of sleep every night and you 3 pounds underweight, and then you wonder why you hurt. It's because of that. So like they real big on that, like the little science stuff around. Some schools, I know Penn State, like they track your sleep. They got like a bracelet. Like they track how many hours of sleep you get. They know what players are like not getting sleep. It's crazy. So.
Man, but transitioning from SMU is over. What's next? What was on your mind? Like, I know where you are now, but what was on your mind? What was next?
So so after SMU, I already knew like once I finished at SMU, I was going to train for my pro day. So obviously like when you train for your pro day, you getting ready to work out in front of NFL scouts, NFL and CFL scouts. So like you get like 8 to 12 weeks to train. So like most people, they get an agent. Once you get an agent, you figure out where you're going to train at. So like my goal was just get an agent, figure out where I was going to train at, and then go from there. So I was living in Dallas still near SMU, and I wanted to train at Apex in Fort Worth. Like Pat Mahomes trained there, Jalen Hurts, they all trained there. So I wanted to train there because it wasn't too far. So I ended up getting an agent, And since I was a smaller, I guess, prospect, I didn't have a big agent, so I got to tell them where I'm going. Some agents, they'll pay for your training, so they'll tell you like, hey, you going to Tampa or you going to Miami, so they paying for your training. Since my agent wasn't paying for my training, I could pick where I wanted to go. So I ended up training at APEC in Fort Worth, 12 weeks. I ended up losing all that weight back because they got me lean. Like, we eating right. We eating meal preps every day. They feeding us supplements. We working out 3-4 times a day.
Was that your hardest training you ever did?
Not the hardest, but it was the most like detailed. Yeah, like the work. It was necessary. Like those 12 weeks, you're not really trying to break your body down. You're just trying to because it's so like you see like, at the combine, the 40 is so detailed. The broad jump, all that stuff is so detailed. So in them 12 weeks, we really like trying to like work on dropping all your times, like lean up. So like the biggest thing is like your body. Like they try to the first day you take a before picture, the last day you take an after picture. I came in because like once I left SMU, like I said, they was feeding me so much. I was like almost 200. At SHIP, I was like 175, 180. I went from 200 back down to 180, but like I was super lean, like 5-6% like body fat. So I was getting ready for my pro day. My pro day was March 24th in Dallas. SMU, we had 2 or 3 draft prospects that year. So I knew that was good because even though I wasn't like a high prospect, they always say the more prospects, the more draft picks you have, the more scouts will come. So we had my boy Danny, my boy Reggie, and then we had my boy Grant all coming out that year. They all were 2 receivers, 1 tight end. So they all were supposed to get drafted. So we had a bunch of scouts coming. So we had all 32 teams. And like pro day, like I remember most of it, but like that was like what you dream of your whole life. So it was like a blur. Like when we walked in that day, we went upstairs, you sit down at the table. The Cowboys ran our pro day because like they're the area team. Right. So their scout ran it. So they measure everything possible. Like you could think of, they did this, measure your wing like this, they hit your 1 arm, 2 arm, they did everything. And then went downstairs and it's like, you know, like a fashion show, people walk through and like everybody's looking at them. No, I'm serious. Like we walk in the gym, we walk in the weight room, every scout is standing there with their clipboard and he's looking at you as you walk in. Literally like just analyzing.
Headen, you walk across the stage.
You know, they do one by one. So they like, basically what they did is one person walking at a time, you just got spandex on, no shirt, nothing else. They literally analyze your whole body. They want to see literally everything. So I got spandex on, I walk in, it's my turn to walk in. Hey, Charles Headen, you walk over and you get on the scale. You get on the scale, it's like Charles Headen, 182 point whatever. And you go over there and do your height, and 5 whatever. But I was just such in the moment. I don't remember what they said. Like I don't remember hearing anything. So I'm like, what did they say my weight was? I'm asking somebody, cause I didn't hear it.
Yeah, you just like going through the motions.
Like, a lot of people say like that's such a surreal moment because it's like the closest I've been to like getting to that goal. So like, every team was there, and I'm just like in a blur. Like it's like crazy. Like, I don't remember like any of that. Like I don't remember them saying my weight, my name, my height.
Oh yeah, it was your name. You just
I heard
start going through the motions.
And I started walking through. I just watched everybody with a clipboard looking at me, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy because I was training 12 weeks for it. And I really like locked in like for those 12 weeks. I was like, I wasn't partying, drinking, nothing. I was just eating right. And that's how I lost so much weight so fast because I was just focused.
Right.
And pro day came, and first thing we did was bench press. We did bench press. And I was nervous because I knew going to my pro day, that was going to be my weakest event. Even though I'm strong, I didn't train it as well as my other events. I ended up getting so during pre-draft, when I was training, the most I got was 6. So going into it, I knew I was going to get that many. So it's crazy. It's funny. The funny story I always tell people, the person that went right before me got like 35 reps.
Damn.
So they like, who next? And everybody looking around like, they like, Charles, you next? I'm like, how am I going to top that? He got 35 reps. I'm like, he was an old lineman though, but still, like, he went 35 some reps. And then I come on, like, I'm only going to get like 5 or 6. I go on there, and my adrenaline probably got 12. I don't know how I got
double
12.
What you expected.
I would double it. I was under the bar. I was going crazy. After that, we went over the vertical jump, and I ended up jumping the highest out of everybody. I jumped 39.5. I only jumped 40 inches. We went over to the indoor, did the 40. I ran 4.42. Like that was the event I knew I was gonna blow out in. So I did good in that. We did drills and stuff like that afterwards, called on my passes, stuff like that. And after the pro day, remember the Cowboy scout came up to me and was like, "Hey, we want to get you a Wonderlic test. You know, the test, like I guess like your I guess your knowledge or whatever."
Yeah.
But when the coach told me to do that, the Steelers coach was here, and he was like, hey, come with us to do this meeting. So I'm like,
You know what you're finna do?
yeah, so I'm like, all right. So I went with the Steelers coach, and we went to the classroom with my other two teammates as a receiver. And we in there going over, like, they want to see if we know how to read coverages, know how to remember. So he on the board, he'll give like 3 plays, erase them. Like, all right, go up there and write it. So we sitting there like, oh, because like it's hard, because like he write a play, he'll explain it, and then he'll talk for like 10 minutes to try to like distract you.
Right.
And he'll be like, hey, go up and write that play real quick. And you like, oh, I don't remember it. So I remember one time I was up there and I'm like, here. It was right, but I was like, is it right? But it ended up being right.
Of course.
And then at the end, what was cool was he was like, all right, it's third and 4, right? Draw me up your best play to score. And I've always been good at reading coverages and like calling up plays. So I drew up this crazy play. He was like, that's real good. And as I'm in the meeting, my phone started ringing. I'm like, I wanted to check it, but I couldn't check it. It was like an hour meeting. Once I get out, it's the Cowboy Scout calling me. As soon as I get out, I'm like, my bad, coach. I was in the meeting. He's like, that meeting was probably more important anyway. Don't worry, like we know you can read a playbook. We'll hit you up later. I'm like, dang. So I end up walking back to see my parents after the pro day, and the coach scout is waiting outside for me. Like, yo, I've been waiting for you. He was ended up talking to him for like 10, 15 minutes. He was asking me kind of return kicks, punch, stuff like that. And it was like, be in contact. And after that, like I didn't really hear nothing from any of them scouts after that. But I was kind of upset a little bit, discouraged, but I was like, it is what it is. Cause I knew, there's so many leagues out here now. I'm like, I'm gonna get in some league. Cause I did so well in my pro days. I knew like the numbers was cool. Like all the scouts were saying, like you impressed us, crazy, but 5'7", and I didn't have that much film coming from SMU. So I went home for a week to see my family. It was the draft. No, it was draft weekend. I went home, even though I went home for my brother's birthday, and hopefully I'm hoping to hear my name on day 3. So I don't know if how you know how it goes on day 3 of the draft. Right after the draft ends, the second the draft ends, another 100 guys get signed undrafted. Yeah, get me like. So I'm waiting for that. Undrafted free agents. So I'm waiting for that. So my agent was like, yeah, like we've been talking to. I think he was talking like Ravens or Cardinals for me. So he's like, you might get a mini camp or like a tryout. So I'm waiting for that. Nothing ended up coming. So I'm home and I'm like, damn, what do I do? And I was driving back from working out, and a CFL team called me. I was like, hey, we want you to come to work out next week. I'm like, I'm in Philly. Mind you, it's crazy. It worked out. Like it's crazy. Like I feel like it all happened for a reason. The day I got back, the next day was a workout. So I ended up doing the workout, killed the workout. As soon as the workout ended, the coaches were interested, but still nothing happened. I get in the car, because my agent came to the workout. Me and my agent get in the car. On my way home, I get a call as soon as I'm about to get in the shower. He's like, we flying you out tomorrow. I'm like, what? Like I was supposed to go back home for Mother's Day.
Right.
I call him, like, I can't even come home for Mother's Day. Like I'm going to Canada. So that was my first pro contract I signed. I ended up signing a contract to go to Saskatchewan, the CFL. And so I was out there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And they went on strike for I guess they wanted to pay the players more. And the players wanted to get paid more. And they wasn't trying to practice. So once they went on strike, in the CFL, they have a ratio. You don't have a certain amount of Americans on the teams because it's still Canadian football. Right. So I remember it was cut day, and the coach was like, some guys going to be let go, some guys we're going to keep. It's a business. Like, don't take it personal. So I'm waiting all day. Like, my heart pounding all day. I'm like, nervous. Like, am I going to get cut? Am I going to get cut? Like, because we didn't really do much in that week to stand out. Like, we didn't really do pads. Like, we was in, helmets. So we was doing walkthrough stuff. So I'm like, I didn't get a chance to stand out. Like, am I going to get cut? But I did enough that, I thought they would know. But mind you, I got signed 2 days before camp started. I did the last tryout in Dallas. I got signed. So, I was already disadvantaged. I didn't have the playbook and nothing like that. I'm learning on the fly out there. They cutting dudes all day. I'm safe. I'm good. And I'm tired. I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep because they might call me. So it's crazy. I'm thinking I ain't get cut because it's getting late. 9:30 hit. As soon as I get ready to close my eyes, I get a text. Charles, you come in room 304, whatever it was. I already knew what it was. I come on, I'm about to get cut. Pack my bags real quick, all that other stuff. I get up there, they're like, hey, you real fast, you got real speed, but we going on strike and we got to let go of Americans. So that, I wasn't really upset at the moment because I was kind of homesick, and I don't never really get homesick. I was kind of homesick because I was ready to come home. But once I laid back in my bed after I got cut, I started to get a little upset. Damn, because a lot of people don't understand that feeling of like once you get into the pro ball world, like them telling you no and getting cut is crazy.
Right.
Like,
especially like all the hard work that you went through. Not even just that like with them, but from the beginning to now, did you put all your heart and soul into that shit? People don't understand like 2 days in the hot summers, all that shit you put in. They don't know unless you did it. You know what I mean? Like going to war and shit like that. So a lot of people don't even understand that feeling. But you like got past that, man. You here and Frisco doing your thing. I came to the game today. You scored 2 touchdowns.
Yes, sir,
That shit, I was so excited. You should see me jumping around, jumping from fucking seat 7 to seat 10. Like, let's go! Excited, man. How does it feel playing like the number 1 team, right? You guys just won by like 50 today. It was no contest. What would it mean to you to come here? You lead the league in returns, right?
Yeah, in returns.
And then how would it feel to you, like going through all that stuff to end up? We you know how you say taking one game at a time, but it's the closest it's been all season to the end. Like what would it mean to you to actually go to Vegas and bring home that championship in the IFL, and like not just being on the team but contributing, you know what I mean, scoring touchdowns at receiving, leading the league and returning kicks and things like that. So like just let us know how would that make you feel, man?
Honestly, like that's the goal. Honestly, that's been the goal the whole season. Just like I was saying, once I got cut, I just missed being on the team. And then I knew Frisco was good last year. They were supposed to win it last year. They went to the semifinals and lost the team they should have beat. So like I knew this year coming in, like the whole focus was like we gotta get past that, get over that hump. You know, a team like the Packers, they always get to the NFC Championship, lose. That's been Frisco. Like Frisco's only been a program for organization for 3 years. So this is the 3rd season. So their first season, I don't know how they did. Last year they was 11-3 or 12-3, whatever, like something like that, lost. So like this year, like all camp, that's what they was telling us, like we gotta make it all the way this year. And like this year, our team is like so locked in. Like the only, like our coaches say it all the time, the only way we gonna lose or not win is us. Like you see, like every drive, and even in today's game, they wasn't scoring unless it was penalties, like us doing like personal fouls or jumping offside or like.
Did they score? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they really only score when we did stuff to us. Like our coach always said, like we can only beat ourselves because like that's how good our team is. Like we just got like from the top to the bottom. Like we got previous NFL guys, previous CFL guys. We got guys straight out of college. We got a young team. We got guys with experience. So, like our team is just so experienced that like. Obviously, that's the biggest goal, getting to Vegas. Like, that would be a good time. Like, I would say, because I don't really count Canada because I didn't do a full year. So I count this as my first, like, really pro run. And I would say, like, winning the championship, regardless of what league it's in, it's, like, a big deal your first year. Especially, like you said, contributing, doing well. Like, other aspects, everybody think I'm just a receiver, but I return, too. So, like, people forget how important special teams is, too. Like, it's not 30 game. Like, if you return it, not even if you score, but if you get to midfield, now the offense is easier for the offense. Now they got to drive 25 yards to 40, 45, 50. So like, I think that's pretty cool just being able to contribute on that. It's crazy. Like I said, like even today, my return, I got midfield and then I scored the next play. So it's like, you see how it made it just so much easier. We scored in 2 plays just off of that. So stuff like that.
The one time the guy touched, I was like, no, don't touch it. But that gave you the weird bounce, but you still took it back to like.
That's the thing. Like the indoor rules are a little different, but
Oh, that's one thing I wanted to ask you too about like adjusting from like regular NFL to, I mean not regular NFL, but regular football rules to indoor. Like you always moving before the snap and things like that. Was that a hard adjust to?
It's not hard. It only wasn't hard because, like I said, I've been adjusting since I left SMU. When I left SMU, with the Canada, they got that rule from Canada. Canada has a running start too.
Yeah.
So I've always, since I've been out of college, I had to adjust to the running start. And Canada is a 110-yard field, so it's even and it's wider too. So there's more space to run. And then the CFL is the total opposite. It's smaller. It's not as wide. It's like real narrow. Running start still. So it's like. It's basically the CFL game in a smaller like setting. Right. So it's like you got to be able to. The crazy thing is there's a lot of past NFL guys in this league, and like our coach will even tell you some NFL guys struggle in this league because it's a different game. Like it's not the same game outdoors. So if you can't get used to timing up the snap, being able to break down a route when you come, because you know you come full. Now you got a 10-yard head start. You come in full speed, so you got to be able to control your body more. And the ball is not the same. It look different, a different color. So and obviously you don't wear cleats. Like we got turf shoes on. So like you gotta get used to the footing. you got the wall is the biggest thing though. Like they've been saying since day one, like our coach always said the wall is undefeated. You hit that wall, like you're not beating the wall. Like the wall gonna put you down every time. So it's like you gotta get used to spacing. It's just so many different things, but it's not like at the end of the day, like you always say, y'all probably hear all the time, like it's just football at the end of the day. Like you can catch, you can run, you gotta get used to this. Like I said, spacing is the biggest thing. Once you get the spacing down, just football. You run your route, you catch the ball, you get upfield, you catch a kick, you go back, you try to return it, you block. It's still all football at the end of the day. Like it's not like it's a whole different sport. It's just different like variations. So that's all it really is.
Well, man, we appreciate you for sliding by, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
you came and gave us a show.
Yes,
you can't see everybody behind the cameras, but they came and see like their first indoor football league. This is my first time watching it in person, and I had a good time, man. Especially seeing you guys just roll over them, seeing you score 2 touchdowns. That shit made my day, made my trip worth it.
Appreciate
man,
it.
I'm paying more attention to it. I hope you guys go to Vegas. Trust me, I'll be there.
That's a bet.
But thank you for coming by, man. That was some great info about the portal, about the ups and downs, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you having me.
And it's been another show, every good ass show with your boy 2-3 Dries. We're here with Charles Headen. Make sure y'all go watch the Frisco Fighters.
Yes, sir.
And that's it.
It's a good ass vibe, good ass time whenever we link, whenever we meet. Good ass mood, good ass drinks, good ass rap on this good ass beat. It's hot, it don't need a hook, and I got flights I need to book. Good ass rhymes, good ass bars, good ass flow, good ass job, and I'm making good ass dough. I talk what I talk, know what I know, and keep it real. This a good ass show, that gas with Dries and Shell.